In a civil lawsuit here in New York, during jury selection, how do we know whether a juror is actually lying? You want to know the answer? Come join me as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. The answer is you hook them up to a lie detector. Now, is that ever done? Do we ever do that? Do we hook up jurors to lie detectors when we bring them in for jury selection on a medical malpractice case or an accident case or a wrongful death case? The answer is no, we don't. So let's go back and ask the original question. How do we know if a juror is lying to us in response to certain questions we are asking? The answer is we don't really know. We rely on these jurors, these potential jurors, to be honest with us. We rely on them to tell us the answers to our questions. We want to try and identify whether or not these folks are the right type of juror for our particular case. They may have something in their background that causes them to be biased in favor of one side or the other before ever hearing any of the facts. The reality is that we have absolutely no way to know whether or not a potential juror is lying to us. Hey, Mrs. Jones, have you ever been in this situation before? No, I haven't. Well, how do we know that? We don't. We rely on the juror to tell us this information. Hey, Mrs. Jones, have you heard anything about this particular case in the newspapers? No, I haven't. Well, we don't know if she's actually read anything, if there's been a lot of publicity about this particular case. We have to rely on the jurors giving us correct information. And you know, just like when you talk to somebody, you're talking to them and you get a sense of whether or not they're being truthful and honest with you, the same exact thing happens when you're talking to potential jurors. We're in a room with 25 or 30 people, and now we're talking to the first 6 people. We're asking them questions. We're probing into their background, trying to learn about them, who they are, where they came from, about their ideas, their feelings, their beliefs. And we have a limited time in which to do that. But going back to the original question, can we know, how do we know if they're really lying? The answer is we can't, because we don't hook people up to lie detectors. We don't do that in civil lawsuits. So why do I address this? Why do I bring this up? I bring this up because this comes up during the course of jury selection when my client turns around and says, how do we really know that these potential jurors are telling us the truth? So now you know the answer. You know, I realize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if you're contemplating bringing a lawsuit and your matter happened in New York and you've got legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, @oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.